Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And Nine of Wands, strength. This is your ability to really endure the fire, and I think that you have. I think that you have never given up on yourself. It's like you made a promise to yourself a long time ago. You never broke it, right? I feel like this is how you live your life. You're a person of honor. You're a person of your word. And I feel that even if that means that you have to kind of tough it out for longer than you would like, you do it because you made that commitment, you made that promise, and you're not going anywhere. Okay. This is the card of willpower. And this is the card of the oath. This is the card of the resolve, right? The perseverance. Your ability to withstand the heat, to really endure the fire for as long as it takes. Okay? And sometimes it's because there is this faith, hope, trust. There's that lunar energy at the bottom. Sometimes there is this certainty that it's all worth it. The certainty that, almost like spirit will pull me out of the fire when I'm done, once I'm immortal, And so there is this constant pushing of yourself to keep going. Yeah. Very, very strong energy. I feel like yours is a quiet strength. Yours is not a strength that has to be displayed. Yours is an inner strength. And again, I think it's because we have this connection with spirit, with the psychic energy, the spiritual realm, that allows you to have faith in the outcome, right? That this is all going to be worth it, that this is going to be meaningful, that there is a purpose and a reason behind it. Let's see what we got. Let's see what other cards show up today for you. There's the Lover's card. This really is the commitment. I think that this was you taking that oath, marrying yourself to something, right? It could be someone. We could be talking about a literal partnership with another person. It could be a romantic thing, sure. But this is something that you are inspired by, and you commit yourself to it. And I think you already have. I think this is something you're currently enduring, even when it's not easy. And so this, to me, it feels like a path. It feels like it's your destiny in a way. It feels like this is something that you have fallen in love with and you've committed yourself. It could be your art, could be your business, could be your family, could be friends, could be spirit. It could be, it's your life path. And I feel like you've fallen in love with something, and this has given you the strength and the commitment to endure this path to its very end, to persevere unto the end. Yeah. And so this could be many different things for you. I don't know exactly what it is, but you do. And that's the point, is that this is something real for you. And I think you do have this faith that it is going to all work out in the end, that it is all worth it, that there's going to be this this tremendous outcome to everything. Yeah. And I think it's sort of rare to have that sort of commitment, to really feel inspired by something. This is the kind of thing, a noun, right? An abstract noun or a concrete noun. This is that rare thing that you find in life that you really will suffer for, that you really will give everything you have to it. It really is. We're really getting hit with that arrow of inspiration. This is inspiring to you. It makes you want to push harder and to commit yourself stronger and do things, bigger and better. And it really gives you that strength. Okay. Maybe a couple more cards will help us to see what this was for you, or I guess what it will be if you haven't experienced that yet. Here we have a 4 of Cups. This is the Moon in Cancer. To me, this feels like kind of a brooding energy. It sort of feels as if life is not exciting for you unless there's something to really suffer for, right? Unless there's something to really, without this kind of inspiration, let's call it, without this Lover's card, life is rather lifeless, right? The 4 of Cups is sort of like a ship that's kind of anchored in the harbor. It's safe. It's still a nice boat, It's not sinking. It's a perfectly good boat. But it's not going anywhere. It's not doing anything. Boats were made to sail, right? Boats were our ship, our vessel is meant to travel, to do things, to go places, to take us somewhere. So I feel as if rather than keeping your vessel safe and secured, stowed away in the harbor, you would rather endure the stormy sea if it meant you even caught a glimpse of your beloved, a glimpse of the goal, a little taste of the sweetness of success. Makes all the storms worth it. That little bit of sunshine in that paradise, just seeing the glimpse of it through the clouds, gives you the strength to keep going through that storm, right? Otherwise, we kind of stay in the harbor. We say, it's stormy out there. I don't want to go. Even though, the storms are temporary. The storms are going to come and go. Your ship might get a little bit battered by the storm, but it's worth it because of where you're going, right? Because of what this is all, because there's a purpose behind it. There's a meaning to it all. So I feel like you're willing to weather the storms because you believe in this, because there is a purpose to it all. Yeah. Rather than staying safe in the harbor. What is behind you? 3 of Pentacles. This is the work. This is Mars and Capricorn. Working. Willing to kind of work our fingers to the bone for something that we really care about. And again, all of this energy so far is in perfect alignment. I think this is something that you began a while ago. I think this is something already in motion. Okay. And I wonder if the Lover's card here is maybe the indication that, hey, all of this hard work, all of this suffering, all of this risk, all of these storms, everything you had to endure, you're finally being united with your beloved, right? That you're reaching that distant shore. Maybe you've been sailing for a while here. See what's up above everything. 5 of Wands. Now, 3, 4, 5. The 5 of Wands is us knowing when to strive and when to yield. When to speed up and when to slow down. And I feel like when you get closer to the shore, that's kind of the time you got to ease back on the throttle, right? That we want to pull back on the throttle and let the ship just kind of drift, kind of coast into the harbor of this destination, this paradise. So the 5 of Wands is interesting because you've got to know when to stop fighting. If we're so used to being in the storm, in that 9 of Wands kind of energy, what happens when Spirit does take us out of that, when we reach that distant land? When we achieve our goal, we are united with our beloved, it's kind of time to throw away these weapons. You got to hang your boxing gloves up at some point. Yeah. And I think that's a hard thing to do. I think when we've been fighting for so long and struggling for so long, when we finally do get success, it's a bit of a transition to like get out of that, fighting mode. We've been a hammer for so long that now we feel like everything's a nail. We've got to be able to put those weapons down. Yeah. And so I feel like this is significant. I feel like this theme is interesting. It kind of has a not to be triggering or anything, but it has a little bit of a PTSD vibe to it, right? That this experience now, it's something that we still have physical, mental, and emotional effects from, even though we're out of that situation now. We've reunited with this. We've come together. We're made whole again. This could be really the idea that we have we've gotten away from the fight. We've gotten out of the storm, right? And now we can make ourselves whole again. Now we have this union. We are reunited with ourselves, and maybe we've found the safety of that distant shore, and now it's a matter of trying to pull ourselves out of that fight mode. Let's see what card's in the future position. Yeah, the Libra energy, justice, adjustment. I think adjustment is the key word we're going for today, right? Because by all means, this is absolutely perfect, the perfect union. But it takes a little getting used to. When you're going from all fight to all bliss, it's going to maybe be it's going to take some time. Okay. It takes some time to adjust to these new surroundings. I feel like this is a very good problem to have because at least it's telling me that you have reached that shore, that you will be achieving those goals, then that, you will now come to realize that it's no longer necessary that you fight. You have endured enough. Now it's time to enjoy the benefits of that. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. It's just going to go right here with our very own Kelly Kapoor. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us our confirmation. If you have a prediction for that card, drop it in the comments. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free and it really does help out the channel with the algorithm and stuff. And I do appreciate that. And if you're already subscribed, double check. There have been reports of people being mysteriously unsubscribed from their favorite channels. So just take a look, make sure you're still subbed. All right, I appreciate that. General energy now. Path of the Serpent. What are we looking at? Yeah, Seven of Wands. I knew it. The Seven of Wands is the idea that we are still that hammer. That even though there's that Six of Wands back there, we still feel as if we have to just bang against it with something. That it's, this is somebody that has, you've crossed the finish line, but you're still fighting. You're still trying to run. You're still trying to sprint. And everyone's saying, no, no, no. You've made it. You've won. You can stop now. We're burning a lot of fuel here, right? We really need to ease back on the throttle with this one. Because I think you're reaching success, but we're still in fight mode. Okay? And this really is Mars in Leo. This is kind of the confidence that no matter what the odds, I'm going to fight. And we're kind of locked into this zone right now. Let's see what else is going on. There we've got that material success. Even though the world around you is in perfect harmony, perfect success, everything is fine, all of your needs are met, everything is taken care of, and then some. I think that this is, a physical safety, physical harmony. This is financial stability and safety, abundance even, right? It's a 6. It's beautiful. Everything is perfect in that moment, right? And we're still fighting. Okay, we have a 3. It's an active card, right? It's a function. We have a 5. We have a 7. We have a 9. The 4 and the 6 are the only thing that are not doing anything. They are just being, right? We didn't want to be here, so we fought to get somewhere else, and now we're here where we wanted to get, and we're still fighting. So we have to settle down some of this fire energy. And here is the unconscious energies, the moon card, in the position of the obstacle, the difficulty. The difficulty is for us to really lift our head up from this fight and look around and to be able to see that, oh, things are good, that I've made it. You know, I've gotten to that distant shore. I've gotten to the destination that I was sailing toward. The reason why we were fighting, right? The reason why we struggled and endured everything. But the moon card is that kind of darkness, and it's kind of really, it's almost a misperception. We're looking around the world and around our environment, you know, and we're seeing these dark shadows. It's like a boxer who is just always thinking that something's coming at them, that there's a fist in the air coming at them. And so they're always in this kind of offensive, defensive, you know, kind of energy. And once the sun rises, once that consciousness dawns, and we see everything for what it is, we kind of snap out of it and we say, oh, wait, I've made it. This is it. I'm home, you know. This is wonderful. But when we're still in that unconscious kind of energy, everything looks like a beast. Everything looks like an enemy, right? All the shadows are coming at us. And that's the obstacle, is to learn to adjust to this new environment and allow our consciousness to, just as our eyes have to adjust to the darkness, and then we go outside, it's bright, you know. We have to let our consciousness sort of adjust, our perception adjust to this new environment, which I think is very healthy, is very harmonious. It's very, I mean, this is the best day of your life, or on paper, you know what I mean? It should be, but we've got to ease into it. There's an adjustment that needs to take place in order for us to fully perceive what this, and see, this is kind of this Six of Pentacles is very blinding, right? It looks like a very bright light shining in our face. It's like someone's putting a flashlight right in your eyes. We're going to have to adjust to what this really looks like. I wonder if we're going to get the Empress card as our final outcome. No, it's a Hermit energy, and I think that's okay. It's okay to go a little bit hermit in this situation, because it can't just be from nothing to everything all at once. Okay? And I think this is a motif that we're all familiar with. I don't feel like I need to really give too many details or analogies about it. The hermit is someone that has to kind of take some time. You know, it's like you bring a cat home, right, from the shelter or something, and it kind of has to stay in a small box for a while. It gets used to things. You slowly kind of let it out, then you let it out into the room, and it gets more comfortable. Then you let it out into the hallway, and it's okay. And then you kind of open up the rest of the house, and then it just kind of gets to see, oh, this is a safe place. This is my new home now. This is really great. And then it becomes, you know, the happiest cat you've ever seen, right? I've adopted a lot of cats in my day. But at first, the cat's going to fight. The cat's going to be scared. The cat is not going to like you or the box or the house or anything. It doesn't know yet that this is the best life it's had, you know? And I guess in some ways, we're kind of like cats, you know? So the hermit, I think, is us taking our time, easing into this new life, which is a very prosperous, very successful, best life kind of, you know, the perfect day. Allowing us to slowly adjust to this new prosperity, this new safety, this new abundance. Yeah. And I think this is a very appropriate card. I think that this really is a big change for you. I would like to see a little bit more water energy. Maybe we can clarify some of these some of these cards with the Antique Anatomy Tarot. I would like to see a little bit more about the Six of Pentacles. What is that kind of goal? What is that best life? What is the environment really consisting of? That maybe we can't see because it's so bright, so blinding at the moment. Yeah. Wow, that was a lot of cards. That was a lot of cards that flew off the table, but let's see what we have. We've got a Knight of Blades. That's a fixed air energy, right? That is, this is somebody that is having a hard time changing your mind, changing your perception. I've been looking at the world through my fight lenses for so long, it's hard for me to get out of the fight frame of mind, right? This is a really fixed frame of mind. So that makes sense. We got the Three of Coins again. It's hard for us to get out of the routine of working. It's that repetitive motion that it's just like I can't stop my hands from doing that motion. We're so used to, having to put everything we have into the journey, into the fight, that there was really no room for anything else. And so I don't really know what other tools to use yet, right? Now we've got the Five of Cups. So we go from a Four to a Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is also a little bit of mistrust in things. Things that feel good, it's kind of like, okay, what's wrong with it? How is this going to hurt me? If I'm feeling good about something, there must be something wrong here, And it's kind of like that. As soon as we start to relax and enjoy ourselves, that's when the big emergency happens, right? That's when we get caught off guard. So it kind of is, in a way, we're protecting ourselves. Yeah. Let's see what else we've got here. Now we got another Seven of Rods, which is Seven of Wands. So a lot of repeat cards here, right? A lot of the same things that we've already talked about, emphasizing what the obstacles are to us perceiving this absolute abundance that you've got around you, or that you will be uniting with, right? We don't forget about that Lover's card. That's the coming together of these two things. We got the Four of Coins. The Four of Coins is us beginning to realize that we can put down our weapons because this is a safe, stable place. Okay? The Four of Coins is safety, security, stability. But there's the Hermit again. Okay? It's a slow adjustment. Slowly, it's like the cat, slowly realizing that this room is a safe place. That then this hallway is the safe place. This whole house is the safe place, right? And then finally, we have a Three of Blades. The Three of Blades literally is the memory of the past. It's the memory of trauma that the more we dwell in it, the more it continues to be active. It's a continuous kind of thing, right? I want to look at the mystery card because I don't feel like this helps us. I feel like this is confirming what we've already been talking about as some of the obstacles to what's preventing us from seeing this really prosperous change in your life. We can stop fighting now. It's like Spirit is taking you out of this fight and you've landed here. And this is really, really good. Let's see what the mystery card is. I want water energy. I want 9, a 10 of cups. 6 of cups would be fine. A 3 of cups, something. Not a 4 or a 5, though. Not a 7. Not an 8. The Empress energy really would be the perfect ending to this. Okay. But let's see. I kind of feel like it's going to be another Hermit, to be honest with you. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Oh, it's the Wheel of Fortune. This is nice. This is really, really good. I think that this is kind of like Spirit is saying, I know you don't really trust it now, and you're still kind of, very skittish and very distrusting, or you're very kind of leery of all this good news, all this abundance around you, kind of like, okay, what's the catch, I feel like Spirit's going to continually show you these abundant energies until you slowly start to really accept it and believe it and live it, and we're just happily ever after, right? And because this is the card of faith and hope and trust. This is the card that is it's a very consistent kind of I don't know, like a safe kind of healing energy. And this is something, and it's like a cat. Again, it's like a cat, right? If you consistently show the cat the gentle, caring kind of affection, and and it's very, very consistent and continuous, it's going to help the cat kind of ease into the new surroundings. And we're all like cats anyway. Maybe that's not the best analogy, but it's one that works for me anyway. And I feel like this is that. I think the longer that this is consistent, and you can see it's getting better and better, and things are it's just good day after day, is really pleasurable, and it seems abundant, and it seems consistent, then we start to accept it more and more, but it's going to take time. And that's one of the aspects of the Wheel of Fortune is time, right? But I feel as if whatever this is for you, you will come to trust it more and more, because it is going to be consistent. Okay, we get this really, really, really good news. I'm not gonna change my ways until it sticks around for a few days, a few weeks, a few months, and then I can say, okay, maybe it's gonna stay, right? Maybe this is something that I can count on. And I think that's part of it, being able to count on it, to be there, before we start to really rebuild that trust that we have just for the universe, right? That the more consistent it is, the more it shows up, does what it says it's going to do, the more I can trust it. Yeah. But I feel like this is a path to real happiness and real prosperity for you. And I think this is a huge change. So it's okay that it takes you a while to kind of to start to really believe in it and put your faith in it. Yeah. Anyway, that's kind of a crazy reading, I think. We're going to do an extended. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Scorpio every Wednesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, does not cost you anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. Let me know how you're doing. Especially if this is your first time here, I want to welcome you to the channel. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.